This morning, the governor of New Jersey calling for a statewide investigation of deaths at nursing homes after authorities say they discovered 17 bodies crammed into a small morgue at the Andover Subacute and Rehabilitation Center.
We can and must do better.
One of the owners of that facility telling NBC News the owners, administrators, and our heroic healthcare staff have been working relentlessly to contain the virus. But this is what Lee Raposh is hearing.
The staff have basically said they're overwhelmed.
Her 84-year-old mother was never tested, but died there 3 weeks ago.
Told us there were no cases originally, and then to find out later that this COVID-19 was basically running rampant in the nursing home. It breaks my heart. It's not right.
National Guard troops have been deployed across several states to help with urgent needs at nursing homes. Across the country, many facilities are short-staffed.
What's the communication been like between you and the place your father's in?
Frustrating. Very, very frustrating. Takes multiple phone calls. They don't answer the phone.
Because of privacy laws, many nursing homes won't share whether anyone has COVID-19, and many states are not forcing them to make data public. The agency that runs Medicare said Thursday it's working with the CDC to have more information soon. Not soon enough for Sheila Curran and her daughter Tracy. Sheila's husband of 57 years passed away at the facility they used to live in together in Florida.
I want more information. I want more transparency. Yeah. I want people to own up to their part in this. And I want him back.
That kind of pain, something this facility on New York's Long Island is trying to avoid by taking extra precautions. So far, no suspected cases there.
I came March 10th, and I haven't been home since then. I feel like I am responsible for so many people's loved one. And if it was my family member, I would want them to get the best care too.
Every family we've spoken with has talked about some of the nurses and caregivers who really are heroes. And right now, this morning, Hoda, California is announcing that they're going to honor some of them with hero awards. 50,000 nursing home workers in the state of California are getting money from Facebook. Hoda.
Wow, definitely deserved. And Kate, we're seeing a lot of doctors and nurses in hospitals who are treating patients getting the coronavirus. So what happens when staff members at those long-term care facilities get sick?
So it's a big problem, Hoda, because they are getting sick. They're in close contact with these patients. Some of them are staying home sick, and we're hearing about homes that have had to hire workers from out of state to come in and help because of that. We've also heard from the governor of Florida that he's concerned that some are going to work sick with COVID symptoms because they are so short-staffed.
Wow. All right, Kate. Thank you so much.